Keep talking. Please keep talking and tell me that this is going somewhere else. Somewhere that I'm hoping that it's going to be going. Galen, I said keep talking. I want you to know that I wasn't just doing my job when I got involved in your investigation. When I got involved with you. Forgive me if I find your words a bit untrustworthy right now. You said you can tell when people lie to you, especially if you know them well. Right now you know me better than anybody else. It's true I began a relationship to spy on you and Yanni, but it quickly turned into something else. I care for you very much. I do believe that, actually. Oh, it's so awkward. You're telling the truth. I won't say I'm sorry. You would probably find it offensive. Yeah, we would. But now that you know everything, I need to ask you where we stand. Your timing is impeccable. Just tell me whether I should get out of here or... I don't know. Oh, you need me to tell you that? Listen to me, friend. All I can promise is that I'll refrain from blowing up this hellhole, which is extremely tempting at the moment. As for this us business, frankly, I don't give a s about you and your needs anymore. I understand. I guess I better leave then? Yes. So wait, I don't even get a choice? I don't even get a choice? Galen, I can't leave things like this. What you say about regrets being a waste of time may be true, but I don't know how to be so cold. If I leave now, I know it'll be a mistake I will regret for the rest of my life. Your torment might be over in the next 24 hours. Easy peasy. You like to come across as hard and cynical, but I know there's compassion and vulnerability in you. That's why I fell for you. I know you can forgive me. Please, don't prove me wrong. Forgive Kaz? Yeah, thank you for giving me the choice game. Although, I will say, to be fair, I think it's very natural totally natural for Galen to act the way he did, to behave the way he did, because, you know, he felt betrayed. He felt lied and betrayed. But to be fair, he wasn't completely clean with Kaz. But now, both of them, I feel like both of them have placed all of the cards on the table. They both have become completely open and vulnerable to each other. And I think that that is a big, giant... I think that says a lot about the relationship. I mean, in order to be able to trust someone, you have to get to a point where you can just lay it all on the table and just say, hey, this is me. This is all me and warts and all. And you either love me, you know, you love me like warts and all, good and bad, or you don't. Forgive Kaz? Yeah, I can try. I can't promise you anything right now, but I'll try. Thank you. I know I can't ask for more. Yeah. Breathe. Is there a limit to what this place does to people? I'm starting to think it deserves to be destroyed. But don't give in to that, Galen. Don't give in to that. You're a good guy, I know you are. Nana told me that among all the terrors I would face in my travels, nothing would be more horrible than waiting for the inevitable to pass. She was wrong. Being everybody's fool was so much worse. Kaz's words echoed in my head, making me dizzy and nauseous. How naive, how pitifully easy to manipulate I was. I was exhausted, but anger kept me awake for hours. On the other hand, the possibility of my final rest drew much too near. My head felt heavy. My thoughts were tangled and dimmed. One thing, however, was clear as day. Solstice had come, and I was not prepared to face it. This is ominous. You're very quiet today. It's the first time I've seen you finish breakfast without uttering a single word. It may all be over tonight. That is the grim truth. You find this amusing? You are very young, my dear. One of the perks of age is the wonderful art of detachment. One day you'll be like me. If I get the chance to grow older, don't let the burden of Solstice bring you down. The walls will be doing plenty of that soon. It may feel heavy and relentless, but eventually it'll pass, just as it passed last year and the year before. And if it doesn't, well, that won't be our problem anymore, will it? Is Solstice affecting you, too? Of course it is. Yakone told me her people think it is a feminine gift, being able to hear the winter song. Thank goddess it only comes once a year. To be honest, it's not much of a song. The constant ringing used to get on my nerves. Now I barely notice it. Do other women experience similar sensations? Yakone becomes even more short-tempered than usual, that's for sure, although she would never justify her snarkiness with a supernatural event. Laura loves telling people how her dreams become darker and more foreboding as Solstice approaches. Let's hope they're not prophetic. Ha! I wouldn't worry about that. I swear that woman's haven't had a pleasant dream in her whole life. Besides, she only talks about them to get attention, if you ask me. What about Constance? That is a different matter. Come true winter, the poor creature really suffers. Goes all pale and weak, sometimes even faints as you saw. It's been like that for years. It's probably caused by her constant exposure to the waters. What do you mean? Is the water polluted? Something like that. It's complicated, and I don't feel like explaining it right now. Well, as you wish. I see you really aren't your usual cheerful self today. At least now I know Istvan isn't the only one who's unhinged. You're wrong. I'm nothing like that man. Besides, he always seemed the paranoid type to me. In that case, you're one of the very few people who saw through his act. He's been projecting an image of strength and ruthlessness most of his life. It served him well. But underneath that, he's just as afraid and unsure as everyone else. That's what makes him so dangerous. I can see your mind is wandering. There's something troubling you? Aside from her imminent death, actually, yes, I must ask you about something. Go ahead, dear. She knows about Sarn. Confront her. Does it even matter? Yeah, when we're about to die, you know, I mean, the worst that could happen is she's gonna get angry at me, and that won't matter in 24 hours if we're gonna die anyway. I thought it was best to keep my mouth shut, but there's only so much duplicity I can stand. You're a real piece of work. I don't like your tone, young man. Just look at yourself, telling me how horrible and unbalanced Istvan is, implying you're nothing like him to make me trust you. But he isn't the only monster around. What on earth are you saying, child? I know what happened to Sarn, and I know you've all been lying to me. My dear, whatever you heard. Stop with the lies already. Kaz told me everything. You're good, Slava, I give you that. You played me like a true master. I remember Kaz telling me not to trust you completely, but it was all part of the game, wasn't it? Feeding me fake warnings against a real danger. Then you put on that little show of repentance and I believed you again. Don't go there, Galen. There's no point. Go where exactly? There is nowhere to go. Just tell me one thing. Frankly this time, did you know that Kaz was ordered to investigate me? Of course, we all knew. And you people want me to help you? I understand you must feel betrayed, but it really isn't about you, Galen. It's just how this city works. Yeah, this is Orlais. It's the game. It's all about how you play the game. Yeah, I've heard that at least 50 times already. Then you should know this as well. I was never told about what happened to Sarn, nor why Cassia took sudden interest in helping you and Yanni. Sure, nobody had to tell you anything. I'm guessing you've been spying for Istvan long enough to know the drill. Yes, that's how it is. You must also know Istvan never asked me to spy on Sarn. I had no part in that scheme. But being in the know, you suspected I could be the next one to vanish? I did. A small detail, but I'll write it down nevertheless. Not that any of this matters anymore. Don't talk like that. Don't let the truth break you like it broke my husband. Why not? Why should I care? You know what's so sad and that it's almost funny? Despite everything, I really wanted to save the day. But now I'm beginning to see that maybe it shouldn't be saved. Vent your anger if you must, but can you really afford revenge? Don't worry, I'll do my best to save my own life. That might mean you get to live too. You're more like Istvan than you realize, being cruel because you're hurt. That's what he was like when he was young. Then he started enjoying it. I promised myself I would never let myself fall like that. Sorry, I'm not interested in hearing your tearful stories. You can't fall any lower. Just accept who you are and move on. Save me your spite and leave. Gladly. Istvan, what have you done? Heavens be white witness, I will survive this. I will never be anybody's servant again. Oh, now we get to confront Istvan. Sphere oscillation and celestial magnetism should keep the ray stable. This is safe enough. Greetings, Istvan. That's last set of crystalline lenses worked out before better than I anticipated. Oi, evil guy. There's no way for this to fail. Hey, Slava's head exploded and we're out of booze. The city's in havoc. Who let you in here? I let myself in. Laura didn't protest. She did what? I'm kidding. She got in the way, so I had to kill her. Why must you insist on joking? Poorly, might I add. That's what you get when you force kids into indentured servitude. What do you want? Why don't you tell me what that infernal contraption is, why it's linked directly to the system, and why it has been powering up over the past few days? How do you know about that? Are you spying on me? Am I spying on you? You have the gall to ask me that, Istvan? What if I am? Will you have someone investigate me? Oh, or hey, why not have me killed outright? Ah, so that's what this is about. I wonder, how did you get that kind of information? Did Cassia melt under your wiles, or is he still looking for redemption? Shut up. Don't you dare talk about him. Should the guards escort you out so you can join Yanni? I'd love to see you try. You think you can call them before I snap your frail neck? Oh my goodness, Galen! Wow! I'm liking this. Calcined bones are ever so brittle. You're bluffing. You're too soft to kill with your bare hands. Try me. Maybe you're right to suspect me. Maybe I'm an assassin sent by the Academy to remove you. Are you going to smite me with your just wrath? And because of what? Your hurt pride? I bet Cassia begged you for forgiveness, and now your poor broken heart is slowly healing. You're a sick, sad man. Don't make me laugh, lover boy. Get out of here. Dr. Galen, I found you at last. You must come with me. This better be important. Something terrible is happening to Constance. I think she's dying. Looks like this is your cue, kid. This isn't over yet. I shall return. It will be soon. Dun dun dun. By the way, I am spying on you. Maybe you should get rid of that tuning crystal I gave you. You think you're clever. Whatever you've done is of no consequence. Soon you will witness ascension, and you will weep. What? Ascension? What is this? Mass Effect Andromeda? Is that you, Master? She was talking to herself when I left her. I think she's hallucinating. Do you recognize me, Constance? It's me, Galen. Master, why did you bring her here? Are you not satisfied with me anymore? Oh, Constance. She thinks you're Istvan's brother. Is she in shock? Did something happen? I found her like this. I don't know. Would you like me to do that thing you like? Do you want to watch me play with that girl tonight? I can't see her like this. I'll be outside if you need me. All right. Let's take care of that nosebleed first. Please be gentle, Master. Oh boy, let me clean your face. There. What is this? What are you doing? You sent the girl away, so you do like me. Dilated pupils, quickened heartbeats, light tremors. Maybe it's some kind of seizure. Hallucination suggests psychoactive stimulation. It's probably the effects of the water and Solstice. Solstice. Is it time? Do you recognize me now, Constance? Who? Who are you? It's me, Galen, the doctor. My head aches really bad, mister. I don't want to play this game anymore. Spirits, you need stronger medicine. I should get some from the greenhouse. Why do you say you're a doctor, Sarn? Sarn? Do you remember Sarn? Of course I remember you, darling. But I don't feel so good. She may know more about Sarn. I'm gonna take advantage of the situation. Stay with me, I only have one question for you. Do you know why Isfan doesn't trust me? That man trusts nobody, not even me, and I never let him down. I did what he asked, and you're dead now. I'm so sorry they killed you. What did you do exactly? I hoped you were different, but why should you be? You treated me badly, darling. So I told the man what he wanted to hear. It wasn't a lie. You were spying for the architects. It was you. Can you take me home, sir? I don't like this place that much. Constance. Ooh. She's finally asleep. Shouldn't we stay at her bed? That's not necessary. She's exhausted and needs to rest. Just check up on her every hour so in case she comes around. What did you give her? Surrey leaf extract. It's a strong depressant. Stress exacerbated her already poor condition. Is it true it happens each year? She's always sick, yes, but I've never seen her behaving like this before. Something must have happened this year, Doctor. I can feel it. It will get worse before it gets better, I'm afraid. It's times like these I hate being a woman with a gift. I've been having the most disturbing dreams lately, filled with horrid images. They match the omens of the long night, too, so you don't have to tell me it's bad. I already know. Omens of the long night? What is that? An ancient treaty on visions written by a northern wise woman. Did Yukon tell you about it? Of course not. She ignored all my questions about her magic, but we have a copy of the manuscript in the family archives. Isfan brought one for the astronomical price when he first became obsessed with hermetic knowledge and celestial phenomena. He never read it, of course, just had me prepare summaries for him. He's so lazy. He's not much of a scholar, just a very rich man with too much time on his hands, so he made her basically make a cliff notes for him. Too much money, power, and a solid case of paranoia. Sarn suffered the consequences of that combination. So you know. I'm finally beginning to understand who Istvan really is. A man used to getting everything he wants, who finally found a mountain he couldn't climb. He thinks he already has answers to all the mundane questions, and that's why the arcane fascinates him. You can't imagine how disappointed he was when he realized he would have to do some actual work. He's been pushing it on me ever since. Do you really want me to believe all you ever did for him was research? In the broad sense of the word. So you're just another spy, like Constance and Cassia? No, I would never do what he did. Ah, but you speak with such disgust. Whatever he did must have been horrid indeed. I have my suspicions, that is all. Drop the charade, Laura. You know as well as I do that Sarn never left the city, and as much as you try to hide it, working so close to Istvan makes you very knowledgeable about his schemes. I bet you knew Istvan was targeting Yanni and me too. What was I supposed to do? Warn you and end up in prison? Would that have changed anything? For someone who loves to play the martyr, you're not very eager to make sacrifices. But I guess it's irrelevant now. You can still help me by sharing that knowledge of yours. You probably won't believe me, but I'm supposed to tell you something. I saw it in my cards the other night. I drew cards representing you, Constance, and another man whom I did not recognize at the time. But now I know it was Sarn. Was he really spying for the faculty? I'm not certain. He was secretive about being their agent, and that was enough for Istvan to have him removed. However, Constance and he grew very close. I watched her steer him as she pleased, straight into the reef, like many men before. Only this time, she got invested. She wanted something from him, and when he didn't provide it, she disposed of him using Istvan. Constance played Istvan, but why? She's only ever wanted one thing, freedom. I think she sought Sarn. Gods. Oh, my head. The long night has started. We'll finish this later. Go and see if Constance is alright. I'll run to the market and see what's going on. Holy powers, forgive our intrusion, and have mercy on us. Let us live another year. I'm trying. Chapter 5, Solstice. I think this is probably the very last chapter because it's the name of the game. As I ran towards the market square, the whole city trembled as if its very fabric was being stretched by invisible forces. I felt the energy almost physically. Painful vices were tightening around my skull, and I couldn't stop my heart from racing. If this was how the beginning of Solstice felt, I hoped never to witness its full power. I assumed everyone would already be out on the streets, but I was again wrong in my judgment of the city's denizens. Only a cone left her tent. She just stood there, as grumpy and unmoved as ever, and observed the most peculiar light show unfolding above our heads. It's begun. The bloody solstice. Yeah, it's not looking good. And what's with the flashes? Goddess, protect us. Did you see the lights? Seems like the old man is up to something. Look at the dome. It's gotten so faint. It's weakening by the minute. Without it, the snow will only get heavier. Everybody, please calm down. Calm down. Don't be dense. I say it's the perfect time to panic. Doctor, Constance is gone. She's not in the bathhouse. What? When I left her, she was too weak to stand on her own. Look at Istvan's tower. Ancestors. It's just like the cards told me. He'll kill us all. Enough with your ridiculous scrying, woman. Nobody gives a... Can you sense the energy in the air, magician? Someone is playing with Solstice powers. Yeah, I can feel them. They're coming from both the merchant district and the bathhouse. Magician, I knew it. The mage has been coming up in the cards over and over again. I will take care of things here, but you have to decide where to go now. Either see what Istvan's up to in his tower, or go look for Constance. By the waters, no pressure. Goodness gracious! What should I do? Stop Istvan or look for Constance? I have a gut feeling that there's something going on with Constance that I need to find out about. I don't know, I just have this feeling. See, the thing is, let's review the clues that we have. Laura knew what happened to Sarn, but was too afraid to warn Galen and Yanni. Because of an error on Galen's part, the potion he gave Lev was lethal. Yanni's first real test was to build a shelter for herself. She survived the experience unharmed. Yanni decided Istvan was the one responsible for Lev's death. Cassia killed Sarn on Istvan's orders. Istvan ordered Cassia to get close to Galen and Yanni to spy on them. Laura knew what happened to Sarn. As ordered by Istvan, Constance spied on Sarn and discovered he was indeed a faculty agent. Given her positions, Slava guessed what really happened to Sarn. See, the thing is, it seems like going to Istvan is an obvious choice, but the fact that we left Constance, the last we saw Constance, she was very weak, like hardly weak to even stand up. The fact that she's walking around now seems to tell me that there's something up with her, maybe supernatural. Maybe there's something supernatural going on with her, and I can't help but feel like whatever that is, whatever is making her miraculously suddenly like be up and about when she really shouldn't be able to physically, I feel like that is somehow connected with what's all going on here. So I'm gonna look for Constance. New trophy, final showdown. I ran across Cassia on my way to the bathhouse. He was rushing to get as many supplies as possible from the inn down into the caves. The rest were to join him there in case my mission failed. Plus, I was the one who kind of suspected Constance from the beginning. Pretty much, if Constance was a choice, versus Sem and Galen and Isfan. If Constance was a choice, I would have picked Constance because I think she was definitely my suspect. His old city's guards habits kicked in apparently. Who would have thought? The family guards, on the other hand, behaved like true mercenaries and barricaded themselves in their barracks. I didn't have the time to tell them that that was a very bad idea. Constance was nowhere to be found, so I started rummaging through her private quarters. Then I entered her bedroom and gasped. An old tapestry on the wall had been removed, revealing a huge gap with the steps descending deep into the caves. Could that be the way to the main control room? As I hurried down the stairs, I could feel the tremors getting stronger. This was the epicenter of all the magic in the city. And maybe that's why, oh my. I found the main control chamber. I feel like I made the right choice. The main control chamber, right under our noses. According to Yanni's notes, the system is voice controlled. Operating it should be similar to casting spells. Let's hope the potion will... Greetings, Galen. Making sense of Yanni's guidelines, are we? I knew it. I mean, it seemed kind of obvious in the sense that Yanni made it a point that Constance was the only person that people seemed to genuinely like. And since people seemed to genuinely like her, I feel like that would have made her, like, not as big of a suspect, which is why I suspected her. Of all of the people in the entire group, Constance was the one I suspected very early on. So I feel pretty good that I feel like I got it. We'll see. I feel like I got it right.